prefer 0-0 in a freezing cold day here? What was your view of that?
I thought. I think the crowd was a good crowd. I mean, it was the only game that was on, so we thought there'd be a few here. But yeah, listen, for a 0-0, I thought it was a good game. It was everyone was having a go to try and win the game. But I thought, from our point of view, like I said to you at the start, no, we've got no divine right to win a game of football. Fisher are one of the form teams at the moment. I think they've lost one in the last 11. They're on a run, so. To come away with 0-0, I said to the boys at the end, get your heads up. I think we're just disappointed a little bit because I thought our passing was off a little bit today, especially when we got into the final third. And I thought when we give the ball away cheaply, Fisher are very, very good at counter-attacks. And I thought really that was a main threat from their point of view for us. But no, overall, I thought we got in some good areas. I thought we had the better chances, even with the. I know we started the game very slow. Obviously, Jacobs got caught, and we were fortunate that the lads sort of got rushed into his shot and put it over the bar. But after that, I thought, we was okay. I think Tash has had a diving header. I think he should be hitting the target with. We've got down the sides, and we're not really picking people out. So, but overall, it's a good point.
You have to go with the conditions out there. Like the first half, okay, but it was freezing come that second half. And does that play into a player's mind? And you go out there, sometimes a defender doesn't do much for a little bit of time and it goes cold. In the conditions, would you say, again, good point, and the players played well to both teams played in that conditions, but both teams played well?
I think both teams have a go. Listen, when you play, you don't feel, I've never felt the cold before when I'm playing. And you should always be involved. Like I said, the boys, the most important thing now, I've said it from day one since I've been in management, is what you do without the boys. Is just as important as what you do with it. So no, I thought, like I said, it's a point. It's a good point. I'm not talking on behalf of Fisher, but I think really they had to beat us today rather than us have to beat them. We've got 4 games on hand in them. Obviously, we're a couple of points in front now. We've just got to make sure that we make the most of them 4 games. And all the teams around us, we just deal with that and just get our heads down and crack on. But I thought today, if anything, I thought we was a little bit baggy with our passing. And when we give the ball away, which we did on numerous occasions, they counter very, very well. And that's a massive threat for them. They're a very athletic side as well. So no, it's a good point.
Before we move on to it, all credit to Fisher as well. They did come and have a go at it. It's not like some teams that have come here, sat off us and nicked it at the end, and not in a horrible way, but have not deserved it on the balance of play. Full credit to Fisher and what they're doing as well.
Listen, I've always said from day one we played them at the start of the season. I said they'd be up there and thereabouts. Got a lot of time for AJ and all the boys over there, and obviously now we're out the way. I hope they win every game moving forward. But no, they're always going to be a very, very tough nut to crack. So it was no surprise to me that they were going to come and have a go, because I think that's how you should approach football. But everyone does seem to have different game plans when they play us, but we've just got to concentrate on ourselves. And like I said, it's 0-0. It's a good point. You can't, we've not lost the game of football. We're still top of the league, which is nice, because obviously if they won today, they would have gone top. That's how tight it is. But like I said, we just got to make sure we make them games in hand count.
Yeah, and all those games are important, and it's like a little mini league up there at the minute. But moving on, we move on to Tuesday night, and just to let the fans know as well that the games are being rearranged. So Hollands and Blair is now going to be on the Saturday, and we're going to take on Whitstable in the Cup on the Tuesday here. Mm-hmm. But things like that and tickets are still going to be available. But does the game on Tuesday have a different edge to it? Because they're going to be a team that are obviously at the bottom, but they've got quality in their team as well.
Yeah, listen, I looked at the league halfway through now. I had a real proper look at it from top to bottom, and all the teams down the bottom, I think they're decent teams to give us games. Beers did. Like I say, I've not seen Lid. I know all the lads down there, obviously. I don't know, and obviously it's not my thing to talk about. But yeah, I don't expect to, because they're bottom of the league, to turn up and then to roll over. Not at all. I'm expecting another tough game, and we've got to make sure that we're on it. Like I said, we pick the bones out. We might freshen it up a little bit Tuesday, but the most important thing was to get today out of the way. But the most important thing today was not to lose. I've never set up a game ever to sort of get a draw, or we'll go and win we want to try and win every game. But if you don't win the game, the most important thing is to come off and say you've not lost.
And yeah, like you just said, you touched on it. We're halfway through the division now. This is the halfway stage, and we just started 2025. And you said the league's taking shape. But are you happy with that? We're leading the pack now, and where the team to come out and you said it. I think we said it off camera, but you've played a lot of the big teams as well, and come off better off most of the time as well. Are you pleased with that?
Yeah, I expect the teams down the bottom to give us like I said, it's the one league that I can't get my head around, because on their day, I've not come in and went, oh, they were poor, or they were this, or they were that. Everyone has a go in this league, so we're halfway through. Obviously, I'd rather be where we are than not. But at the moment, obviously, it's an old saying, but it doesn't mean nothing at the moment. We've just got to concentrate on ourselves, stick together. And I said to the boys, you're going to get a lot of tough games coming up. Conditions are going to get a little bit boggy. Pitches are going to be obviously cut up more, like the Corinthians game last week. Massive 3 points. And that's like I said, that could be a massive point against Fisher today.
And I think it's from something like 12th and below, 12th and higher. It's like 4 points to separate the playoffs. So that's how tight it is. Actually leads me on to my last question as well. And yesterday we celebrated 1 year of having all of you and your management team here. And I know, again, we spoke to it before the game today and touched on it, but how much has things changed in a year, and how much are things still the same?
Yeah, I think, the only thing that would change is obviously, we'll come in with different ideas of football. Clientele has changed. I think we said there's only 5 players here from when we first come in out of the squad, but that's part and parcel of football. Going into next year, things might change. But listen, if I don't get us out of this league, I might not be here next year. So I don't look that far ahead. But it's listen, I've loved it here. It's no secret. We're on a successful run. I think it was successful last year when we come in and we looked at where we were, because we was sitting second when we come in. But there were so many teams with all these games in hand, it was a bit of a false position. Whereas now we've turned the corner where we're top of the league with, a game in hand, and we're a couple of points in front. And like I said earlier, we've got to make sure that the games in hand count. We make them count.
And thank you very much. I know it's been a year of growth, and I've got to know you as well. And people behind you said it about all the staff, but very special thank you from every Faversham town fan here. We've done amazing things, and hope we do amazing things together. Thank you very much, Tommy.
No, Brownie, thank you, and obviously brilliant for the fans. I know it was a good gate today again. So for me, that would be the key. I'd love to see these sort of gates every week down here and growing on them. So if we can keep winning games and trying to progress, then I'm sure that will come. But no, we're grateful for the reception we've had, and we've had a fantastic year. We've enjoyed it.
Thank you very much. See you Tuesday night.
Cheers, Brownie.